Welcome to Wisdom's Peaceful Harmony. I'm Dr. Lynette Wiest, and in this video, I'm going to talk about emotions and feelings, and especially in the context of relationships. Your feelings are a gift, and they bring you information about yourself. Without this information, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, your experiences would lack an awareness and experience of your true inner self. Feelings help expose the depth of who you are beyond your thoughts alone. So while thoughts create feelings, feelings can exist after the thoughts fade. Thus, your feelings are like a record of your subjective experiences. You want to bring awareness to your feelings to increase your clarity, your choice, and your creation of who you are and where you are heading on your amazing journey. Feelings are information, but they do not tell you what to do. They do tell you your emotional temperature in a given situation. If feelings are ignored, the information that they provide is not available, and your ignorance will result. The feelings themselves do not evaporate them. Feelings are messages for you, to you, and ignoring them can result in intensified messages in your own subconscious effort towards your self-understanding. So if you ignore your emotions, ironically, it's like putting an exclamation point on the end of them. Increasing emotional discomfort can be an indication to you that you're not paying enough attention to the information that the feelings are offering. Or the discomfort can indicate that you are giving attention to the feelings, but you're not acting in your best interest. Now, when we experience hurt, rejection, or loss, we may develop an unhealthy emotional attachment to the experience. Believing that future emotions are dependent on a present or past experience will create an unhealthy dependence on or attachment to the experience or the emotions in the experience. So do not depend on emotions in the experience, otherwise you can become overly attached to them. Instead, you want to utilize thoughtful consideration. Determine what you want to take from the experience with you into the future, like lessons and new boundaries and facts and a clearer understanding about another person or about yourself. As we go forward in time, unhealthy emotional attachments to the past can be thought of as emotional scar tissue. It gets in our way, and it's on us, and it gets in our way. The scar tissue blocks healthy connection to the present. Emotional attachments to the past create a skewed perception of the present, potentially promoting isolation from current relationship opportunities. You get blocked from present opportunities. Thus, misguided perceptions are self-fulfilling because you feel additional hurt, rejection, and loss due to the current emotional isolation you're creating due to the scar tissue. Emotional attachments to the past block emotional connections in the present. So don't get dependent on an emotional state of being. It's not where your needs get met. It's just information. The more that you perceive emotional isolation, the more emotional scar tissue can build, and the more fear of vulnerability will operate. And an underlying fear of vulnerability or of helplessness or of a loss of control can actually go out into the world looking like toughness or over-control. Now, some signs of emotional dependence or over-dependence on emotion are believing that your present happiness is dependent on history, ruminating about the past, investing emotional energy into the past, clinging to the thought that the past should be different than it is. You can't change the past. Choosing feelings to author your memories, letting feelings set the course of an experience, and letting feelings dictate actions rather than using thoughtful consideration from a clear perspective. Loving feelings towards others can be covered up by unhealthy emotional attachments. You can be so angry at someone that it's difficult to feel love for the person. To break through unhealthy attachments, figure out what you're angry about, and then reconsider how you're going to let the past into the present. Unhealthy attachments to the past can be due to believing that your happiness in the present is dependent on something external or something in the past or something somebody else has that you think they need to give you. However, people and events merely trigger what exists within yourself, and knowing this can reduce unhealthy beliefs about experiences and increase your power to see your meaning in each of the experiences. You can't erase painful memories, but you can decide whether to define yourself as helpless, as a victim of the past, or as a person able to let go of the dis-ease of the past, to let go of the dependence on that emotional state of being. You can still be sad, but you're not dependent on that in the present. Events of the past do not have to interrupt your present happiness. Your perception of your experience is your emotional compass. Don't choose to see yourself as helpless. Don't choose a perception of helplessness. Choose to accept what happened, accept that you can't change it, and then know that you can learn from it. Give it meaning and give it purpose. Give your past a reason, and then be able to see your whole life as meaningful. Free yourself from emotional investment against people that you think are responsible for the pain in your life, including any emotions like that you hold against yourself, or beliefs like that you hold against yourself. And as you do this, you further a sense of control for your life today. So let go of resentment, let go of guilt and accusation and blame and any of that that's attached to the past, and allow yourself the freedom and energy and wisdom and the power to form healthy relationships in the present. If you believe that expressing closeness makes you less of a person, you're going to fear closeness. Thinking things like men have to be tough, or softness is weak, or men are logical, or women are too emotional. These ideas will create unreasonable perceptions and expectations that will encourage you to shut down your feelings. These beliefs, which are sometimes called unspoken rules, ignore the reality that all people experience the same feelings. Do you ever think in terms of any of those kinds of unspoken rules? Do others in your relationships have those beliefs? Awareness is the place to start healing from those perceptions. You block yourself from expressing closeness when you think that I have to be right, or I have to be one up, or I have to prove that you're wrong or bad. These thoughts come from a competitive attitude. You want to have a cooperative attitude. So a healthy attitude strives to make the relationship empowering for both people. If you are afraid to admit your limitations, or if you think you have to have the only right answer, then you're going to fear closeness. Do you avoid expressing feelings that you don't know if you don't know what the response to them will be? Then you're going to fear closeness if you don't know that you can cope with the discomfort which could arise from the responses to your openness and your honesty. But being open and being honest are strengths. And when you tell the truth about who you are, no matter the response, your truth is strength in and of itself. Over time, as you approach communication more effectively, you will be more able and more confident expressing yourself. So choose how you connect to others. You are connected, so create the connections that you desire. If this video has been helpful and if you would like to receive notifications about future videos, please press the subscribe button.